Just finished watching Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. All movies watched. Dial of Destiny tomorrow. I'm not very good at math. At 8:30, Indiana Jones with JP. I am cautiously excited. My first thoughts for you today on this vlog. More to come. So I was thinking about this earlier, but it would get into a whole weird philosophical thing. What kind of Indiana Jones fans are we? Are we casual fans? Are we fans? Are we super fans? Maybe there are tiers. Because I was thinking about it. If you're a fan, does that mean you have a bunch of stuff? Or is it about how you feel about the character?
Yeah, for me, we grew up watching Indiana Jones. I don't know. Average fans. I think so.
Well, we'll find out after this if we're considered fans or casual fans.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Brohood Productions. Today, we're bringing you Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny. We're so excited to tell you about this movie. I really loved it. Alma, I think, enjoyed it. Let's get right into it. So, we got our cinema score.
Cinema school.
Cinema score. I don't know what I'm saying. So
He likes to be different.
All right, so story and plot, 8 out of 10. Villain, 7 out of 10. So let me say,
Mads?
really quickly.
Mads Mikkelsen? Mads Mikkelsen.
Ah, yes. He is an amazing actor. I think he's played like a variety of villains and actors, and I think he does villains really well. I mean, probably the movie that we're all familiar with him is the Casino Royale, Daniel Craig.
Or Doctor Strange.
Or yep. So acting, we get 8 out of 10. Hero, a 10 out of 10, because Indiana Jones just, man, you gotta, if you've seen all of them, I know a lot of people don't like Harrison Ford, but
Who told you that?
there's just some people that say he doesn't know how to act, but
False.
false. I think he does the Indiana Jones role really well. My opinion. So in total, that's 40 out of 50, 80%. The equivalent is
A B.
a B. But honestly, it's a really good B. Like, I think I would give it an A. Just me.
Yeah, but this is our critics hat, cinema score. Brohood, A-OK, definitely. And then we'll give you our personal ratings and then we'll get into it. But before that, I do want to mention something about what JP was saying about the villain. Mads is an excellent actor and they chose a good villain, but for the story, that's why we're giving it a 7. He didn't really, in my opinion, I'm not sure if JP shares it. It wasn't like an awesome villain, but the actor makes an amazing villain. He's a great actor. He made great in the movie. Is the villain itself is like,
He's like a mathematician, physicist. So, if you don't know him, if you've seen it on the movies, though, I knew immediately. Like, he's not like scary. So
he does shoot people.
Yeah, later on, in the beginning of the film, he's not
scary.
He's not scary, but throughout the film, as it progresses in 1969, he becomes more menacing.
Yeah, more menacing. That's a better word.
Like he's really determined, and that can be scary.
Menacing.
Yeah.
All right, personal ratings on 3. 1, 2, 3, 7.
8. Why 7, bro?
Well, let me put it this way. I really liked the movie. You can make an argument for an 8, but a lot of it to me felt like a great adventure, but not an Indiana Jones adventure.
What? Because I felt it was an Indiana Jones adventure. What?
No,
Explain more.
Now,
Explain more.
people are going to say we're haters because we don't like Temple of Doom. And more people will say that that's more of an Indiana Jones movie than Dial of Destiny.
I mean, whoever says Temple of Doom was good, we'll just ignore you.
Honestly, for me, I thought the first 10 to 15 minutes of the sequence felt more Indiana Jonesy. And then the rest of the movie felt like an awesome action adventure movie. And you put Indiana Jones in that.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bro.
Well, you go. I'll talk about me later since you want to tell the whole people.
No, go on,
That's an
go on,
eight.
go on.
I really love the archaeology. The archaeology is great. We had more archaeology in this film I would say we had more archaeology in this film than we had in maybe Last Crusade, which is our favorite. Because Last Crusade is very much an action adventure movie. Less archaeology, even though there's some of it, but they always put the action scenes in there, you know. Maybe that was an 80s thing.
Bro.
Yeah. Archaeology great, Indiana Jones great. I felt bad when they would punch an old man. That felt weird. Because there was a big bronzy fellow, kind of like this guy. He's taller. He kept punching Indiana Jones in the face. That was weird.
In this movie, Harrison Ford was 80 years old. Just want to say,
Facts.
like, pretty amazing. Honestly, he might beat Clint Eastwood.
I watch all the Clint Eastwood fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Usually so JP knows this, and you guys have seen other reviews that we've done. It's very, very hard for me to give a movie 9, and even harder for me to give a movie a 10. So if I'm giving a movie an 8, that's like really awesome. If I'm giving a movie a 7, I really enjoyed it. If I gave it a 6, I just liked it. Plus, they spoke Greek in the movie, and I love ancient Greek. So
Yeah, that was pretty dope, I would say.
So I'll give JP a chance to do his 8 out of 10, and then we'll get into some other stuff.
Okay, for me, I mean, this was a classic Indiana Jones film. I mean, we start out the movie, him captured, get punched in the face, he escapes, gets captured again, escapes, and all is well. And then, obviously, in the beginning of the film, it always has something to do with the actual film. So the film focuses on the Antikythera, Terra, which is just is a dial that Archimedes made. But so for me, the reason why I would give it the way for me it feels like a classic Indiana Jones films, because you got plenty of running on trains, fighting on train scenes. His fear with snakes is just hilarious. He's always getting himself in trouble, is always in the wrong places, somehow always escapes. And he makes his sarcastic comments, his jokes, and for me, it made me feel like I was a treasure hunter too. Maybe one day soon I'll be a treasure hunter, and that's well, he's more of a treasure saver, because his classic line is this belongs in a museum, So for me, I give it 8 out of 10 just because. So the whole concept of time, obviously is very interesting, and how the technology behind that, the dial, how Archimedes calls it fissures in time, which is very interesting. So fissures, if no one knows, means a groove. So think about that. Think about how he thinks about time. The dial, okay, it's not like a time machine device. It's more of a way to predict where the next vortex would appear. And
If
yeah,
you're confused, it's okay. But JP is giving you good points about how if you're worried about it being a time travel movie, not really. They're just a device that can help you go through different points in time, which was actually a pretty cool twist.
yeah. So the movie, I just think just like it was set in Germany, right after the loss of it's World War II, right?
Yeah, World War II.
Yeah, so right after that, and we get to know Baz. What his real name is, Professor. What's his name? Professor. Yeah, let's see.
One more.
Oh yeah, Professor Shaw.
Or are you talking about him?
No, him.
Oh,
Dr. Zola.
Yeah, yeah, it's so funny. But he was very obsessed with this device, and it drove him insane. And
JP's just talking about Indiana Jones' friend. You don't know who it is.
yeah,
Of course, if you're watching this video and you haven't seen the movie yet,
then you are very
you are
confused.
very confused.
So we gotta, I mean, we gotta understand some characters, and he had a daughter, which Indiana Jones was the goddaughter of.
He is the godfather. She is the goddaughter.
Exactly, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Helena. In the movie, she is Helena, and she also graduates in archaeology, getting a doctorate and stuff. So everyone is a doctor in this film.
All of us are doctors.
Yeah, did I say that? So yeah, and it just follows that story. And another thing is, it's all about finding and discovering. So I felt that in the movie. They go to into Italy, and then like Syracuse, that's in Sicily or something. Where was the ear of Dionysius? Was that was also in Italy too? And so they're trying to find the tomb of Archimedes. And so all of this is Indiana Jones. He's discovering, finding, and you really got to know your history. On top of that, like you got to know languages. You got to know symbols and codes and ciphers and all that. So
You don't have to know all of that going into this movie.
you do not, but I was just explaining, why it's Indiana Jones film. And they do like a deep dive to look for the graficos. I don't know. When I first listened, I thought they kept saying gravitas, and I'm like,
The gravity of
was not understanding that well, and it was just so cool. I mean, my favorite part, honestly, was when they traveled through the vortex. And it was so funny because
spoilers ahead.
Indiana Jones
Spoilers.
told Dr. Schmidt that or Smith or whatever, that he's like, Archimedes didn't know anything about continental drift, so they didn't know where they were gonna pop out. They did pop out into Italy, Syracuse, at the Battle of Syracuse, and there was just this war going on, and and the doctor was just like, no, like he first thought that they did land, and they went back to 1939, but in fact they went 2,000 years before. So he messed up big time. And so, like Indiana Jones says, it was incredible because he was witnessing history. And it was just so funny because, like, it's so crazy how far we've come in technology, and now it's just like even speeding up. And then the whole interaction between him and Archimedes and them talking in Greek was just it was so awesome. And that I mean I think that's the part that was like the best for me. But like when you compare with the Lost Ark was I think was a great first movie to introduce Indiana Jones. Um, again, we're dealing with Germans. Um, the Temple Duel, I just thought it was
We don't talk about Temple of
it was
Doom.
weird.
We do not talk about Temple of Doom.
Last Crusade,
We talk about a lot.
phenomenal. Sean Connery, this guy makes the perfect Sean Connery impersonation.
I can't do it here because then it won't sound like Sean Connery.
Okay, well, if you get a chance, I mean, I'm asking for a Sean Connery impersonation. Yes, and let's see. A lot of people didn't like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
We like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I mean, for some reason I have this asphyxiation about Cold War, Russia, KGB,
Aliens.
and aliens. Not really, but
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
It was the only comment I have to Kingdom of Crystal Skull is very much a Steven Spielberg movie. Aliens, you know, either Nazis or KGB. But this movie is very much a James Mangold movie, and we like James Mangold. So
yeah. So the only one that I feel did not feel like an Indiana Jones film was Kingdom of Crystal Skull, but it was still good for me. I enjoyed it. You know, they travel to South America. Again, you can see Indiana Jones like, you know, really showing
his skill, he's a teacher
his
part-time.
skill, teacher part-time, you know, the languages, he's just very
Indiana Jones is awesome.
Very what's the word? His
Fluent?
depth and knowledge. Yeah, fluent.
No, fluent's not the right word.
No, fluent's not the right way. You're the English major, man. So and this was a good way to wrap things up.
Oh, controversial take there. I'm disappearing, guys.
Well, it's his last film. He says he's not gonna do it anymore. I mean, he's 80 years old. So he's gonna turn 81 this month. So I felt like it was like I watched a couple of interviews with Harrison Ford, and he really talked about how like it was a no-brainer for him to do this film. He really wanted to dive deep in what it was like being the Indiana Jones at the end of the road, where he's retiring, about to die, and all that. And it, you know, he can't live forever, but it's pretty incredible all the things that he's gone through and survived. So
I guess my beef with the movie, because JP is just telling you the whole thing and giving you his reasons for 8 out of 10, is for us, at least when we walked out of the theater, we thought it was a great Indiana Jones movie. But we could also, at least then, he's watched it like almost 3 times now. But
twice. I watched it twice. I watched Thursday and Friday night.
I guess for me, I can if people are making the case that it's not a good Indiana Jones film because of the ending, then I can try to see where you guys are coming from, but I don't agree. Like I can see that it doesn't end Indiana Jones. I agree more with JP that it shows where Indiana Jones is at the end of his career. But yeah, I can agree that it doesn't end the movie or the franchise. It doesn't feel like that. It's like, well, what's the ending to Indiana Jones? And for me, that's why it just felt like another Indiana Jones story, because it didn't really feel like it was the end of Indiana Jones. Not that they're going to make more, they just didn't close it off in that kind of particular way. At least my opinion.
I think if they are going to continue the franchise,
Which Harrison Ford would not allow.
Maybe, but when he did say in an interview, in 10, 20 years, you know, he's not going to be around.
So maybe 10, 20 years down the road, there'll be another Indiana Jones.
But I do know that they're going to do a young Indiana Jones film.
How do you know that?
Or series. I don't know.
How do you know that?
There's George Lucas. I don't know.
If George Lucas does it, then maybe we'll be a little bit more serious about it.
Yeah. I mean, he has plenty of adventures. So That's my take. That's all I gotta
It's
say.
8 out of 10 for JP, 7 out of 10 for me. Now we have to answer a question for our fans here. We're trying to decide whether we're super fans, true fans, or just fans, or casual fans of Indiana Jones. Now I've been thinking about it more, and I think we're just fans.
I think so too. I feel there was I walked out of the both theaters that I was at. I saw some people dress up like Indiana Jones.
And does that necessarily make them a super fan? Up to you.
I think so.
So in order for us to be super fans, we need to dress up as Indiana Jones and go to the movie.
Oh, another thing. I saw a lot of older folks that were probably our age when they saw the first three. Because like the first one came out like 84 and then 89 or 81. I can't remember. But they probably have a very different opinion on this film. Because I do know that generation did not like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Well, even our generation didn't like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, that's where it makes it hard because I mean, look at us. We're wearing superhero shirts, so that makes us super fans of superheroes, maybe because we wear attire, but we're not super fans because we don't wear Indiana Jones attire.
I mean, honestly, if I could find his hat and his whip, that's probably all I'd look for. Maybe his bag.
Now, if there's some of you out there who don't think we're Indiana Jones fans because we don't like Temple of Doom, tell you what, when we were Cub Scouts, we went to Indiana Jones camp and we were excited about it.
I don't remember this, but it must have been awesome.
He doesn't remember. So he's not a real fan.
I think I am.
Well, I can't remember the guy's name. He's like, I'm Indiana Jones' son. And you know, we're kids. We don't believe him, but we kind of believe him. And I remember JP telling me he's not Indiana Jones' son. There's only one real Indiana Jones.
Dude, someone needs to buy pictures about this. I don't remember anything.
It was a great camp, nonetheless. And
How old were we?
we were Cub Scouts.
Oh, what's that age? I don't remember.
You were like a wolf and I was a bear.
Oh, that's like way young. All right, well.
Well, guys, you got our A-OK Brohood Productions approval. You got each of our personal rating on the film. Thank you, Harrison Ford. Thank you, Indiana Jones, for bringing that childlike archaeology back into us. The movie did do that. We encourage you to watch it. I don't know. What's the high note?
I don't know. Go to Indiana Jones camp.
Go to Indiana Jones.
It must be very memorable.
Alrighty, folks. This has been
Brohood Productions. Peace.